What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Deeper Level Podcast tonight. Listen, I am super excited that we are back at you with another podcast one more time. Appreciate each and every person who is here. Let me do a quick check in and just see who all we got. I see Superhero Mentor is in the building. Shout out to my guy. Son OG5 is early. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with being early. I promise you. It's nothing wrong with being early. So appreciate you for tuning in. Arkham 927 is here. What is up, man? My guy Key Arion is in the building. Hey, actually, I talked to Key earlier today. Man, I'm gonna be doing some streaming and going to be on directly after this, man. So we can definitely connect and run whatever, man. It's good. I'm Gucci. So check it out. We are still waiting on our guest to come in, but I wanted to take this time just to kind of chat with everybody and say what's up. Anthony Bunn, what is good, my brother? Taladia Plays, how are you? Super excited about today's podcast and about today's show. Again, I had an opportunity on last night to chat with our special guest just to kind of give that reminder. Hey, babe, I see my wife is on. What is up? You doing good? Okay, that is awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. So, like I said, we're just going to kind of chill and hang out. I'm still waiting on her to come backstage and get on. So, just, we're going to kind of talk and just chat a little bit. So, there is something that we cannot talk about that's been happening this weekend. And I'm pretty sure some of you who are active gamers know exactly what I'm referring to, but we can't chat about that. But, anyway, let me just tell you, I cannot wait until we have an opportunity to chat about that because man, it's everything right now, y'all. It is gas. It is just amazing with what they've done and what they've created. So yeah, like you said, super. Definitely can't say nothing. Definitely can't say nothing. But anyway, how's everybody's day going? Like I said, right now we're just kind of hanging out. And again, when I do these type of podcasts, I certainly, am respectful to our guests because again, they got a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes, so you can't really be in a rush. Especially when they, do you a favor of this magnitude. So we're still kind of waiting on our guests. But anyway, it's a huge week coming up. We're going to be going to the Game Awards this coming Friday. So we're flying out to LA, I believe, or this coming Thursday, excuse me. We're flying out to LA Thursday morning. So super excited about that. Myself and my wife. I don't want to say it's my bucket list because again, I'm not old enough to have technically a bucket list, but I'll just say that I've got a list of things to do once. And going to a Game Award show was definitely on my list of things to do once. I've never done it before. I think there's going to be some big reveals. Of course, this is the 10th anniversary of the show. So I know it's going to be something huge. Of course, they always have some celebrities that, come and present. So not really sure who's going to be presenting this year just yet, but I'm super excited to see who is there. So, of course, we know who's in the running for Game of the Year. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of y'all that are pulling for certain games, but I'm personally pulling for Spider-Man 2, but this is a big year. Some of the games that they announced, I don't know. And then yes, on tomorrow, I believe we've got a trailer for GTA 6. We know that's going to be a huge game. It's hype, Sleep. You are exactly right. It's hype. So we're super excited about that. Definitely going to be a different, vibe actually being there as opposed to watching it on stream. We've always watched it on stream and love the show. Last year's show was amazing. They had a full symphony and orchestra there, and I just think it was brilliant how they did the Game of the Word thing. So, I just thought that was really cool how all of that went down. Yeah, Kia's in the house, man. So again, GTA 6, that's going to be happening this year. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot of reveals. I don't know what all we're going to see, but of course, they've also said that Death Stranding 2 is going to be shown. That has been confirmed. Fortnite did something new. Again, I tell people, Fortnite is not my game. It's not the game that I play personally, but I have a huge respect for the Fortnite community because when it comes down to innovation, let me tell you, their team gets it when it comes to crossovers, when it comes to doing new and innovative stuff. I'm telling you, man, the Fortnite team is massive. So, a huge shout out to everyone involved in Fortnite, the developers, because I'm telling you, man, they are on it. I don't know, Super. hero mentor. I don't know why Fortnite hadn't won Game of the Year. I mean, they totally deserve it. Uh, since their existence, I mean, they got like what 44 million players or some ridiculous number, some ridiculous amount. It's crazy the type of players that they have. They're doing the Lego thing this year or tomorrow, I believe, sometime this week before the year is out. They're introducing the Lego thing, so they just really got a lot going. So, what are some of y'all predictions for the Game Awards? What are you hoping gets revealed? Me personally, I'm hoping we get a 30-second trailer at least of Marvel's Wolverine that's developed by Insomniac Studios. So I'm at least hoping for that we get a 30-second trailer. Yes, they have been consistent every year, super, and I think that that counts. Whenever you are consistent, because they ain't hit and miss. I mean, when they hit the ground, them guys hit the ground running, and they had never slowed down since. Uh, Sukong. Oh, do you mean Wukong? Like the Monkey King, Sleeper Kid? Is that what you're referring to? That if you're referring to that Black Myth Wukong or whatever the name of it is, it has not come out yet. But they're still working on it. I think it's a 2024 title. I'm not really sure, but I think it's a 2024 title. Last Ronin, yes, I'm super excited about the Last Ronin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has always been a thing for me since I was, a child growing up in the 80s. I could remember the original animated cartoon that used to come on, and let me tell you, it was phenomenal. Let's see. Yep, yep, exactly, Key. Definitely look. You know what? And especially DBZ because they announced that earlier this year. I want to say somewhere around February is when they announced that. And when they announced it, I was thinking that we definitely should have seen something by now as it relates to Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited to see how the play mechanics are going to be again. It's built from the ground up on next gen systems. So the playing field should definitely be huge. Yes, Wonder Woman is definitely time to hear some more about the Wonder Woman project, and that's developed by. Is it no? Motive is doing Iron Man. Who is it that's doing Wonder Woman? Yeah, but hey, son, I'm so hoping that we get Wolverine. Ronin, Black Myth, SM2, yep, DLC. Yes, sir. I think we'll definitely get the Spider-Man 2 DLC this December, but we should see at least a trailer for that. So whatever's goodies that's coming packed with, I think we're going to see that for sure on this coming week at the Game Awards. And then there's also time probably to have an update on the Black Panther project. I think that the Black Panther and Captain America project was announced sooner than the solo Black Panther game that's going to be done by the development team that's related to EA. Can't think of the name right offhand. Cliffhanger Games. I think Cliffhanger Games is developing the solo single player Black Panther experience. So yeah, super excited about that. This will be the second year out. Our pockets are burned. Monolith Productions. That's it, Taladia. Monolith Productions is the one that's doing the Wonder Woman game. Um, yeah, man, our pockets are gonna be roasted, bro. I mean, it's so much to buy. But like I tell people, we are in the golden era of gaming. It's not the only golden era, but this is certainly a golden era of gaming that we've tapped into. So that is that's huge. Let's see. Hype to see what Cliffhanger Studios is up with Black Panther. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm definitely excited to see what they're up to and how that's going to look. And again, even the Black Panther and Captain America game. I'm excited to see what they've done with that, but they should be further along with that project than the solo Black Panther game. So we should see some more information on that. Is what I'm hoping for anyway. Yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is definitely so intense. Now, speaking of Unreal Engine 5, let's just look at what Insomniac Games did with Spider-Man 2. So we know that game is not developed on Unreal Engine 5. However, they definitely made the most. They got the most out of the development system that was developed on. They did a really good job. And again, that's a testament to the fact that when you've got creators and developers who know what they're doing, who know how to maximize the tools that they're given, you get that type of product. And so the product that we got with Marvel Spider-Man 2 was just the bomb. It was super, super legit. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, Skydance, definitely hyped for that. Yeah, so I mean, it's been a great year for gaming. And here's the thing: as good as 2023 has been, I believe that 2024 is going to be even better. I mean, 2024 is going to be just as big because who all knows what we're going to see next year. Again, it's speculated that we could possibly see, Wolverine by holiday of 2024, or it could be 2025. Again, there is that, project that I believe is going to happen for Marvel Spider-Man 2, whether that's, a spinoff, whether it's like an expansion, a huge DLC, but something is definitely coming in 2024. Again, me and Evan Falarka have kind of been on the train about that. Of course, the information that I got from Najee, also the information that I got, from Tony Todd with my podcast in 2022, of him saying that, the other project probably has a hit date of 2024. So, I mean, I believe that we've got a lot to look forward to. So, who all knows what we're going to see next year. But again, there is Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, which, we ain't going to talk too much about that, but we know that that's coming in February 2nd. If you pre-order the game, there's a 72-hour early access. So technically January 29th, the game will be playable. But what else is coming? Because I know 2024 is going to be crazy. Hope we get a photo mode award for gaming, as Spider-Man 2 photo mode is too good. It's too good, man. What they did with the sand particles, I'm telling you, is gas. The whole Sandman fight. And listen, this is something else that was speculated that I was throwing out there with Alex was talking about this as it relates to Spider-Man 2. If you think about the trend that Insomniac has, there's always a huge fight, in the opening sequence. Of course, with Miles Morales, you had the whole thing with Rhino, and then, in Spider-Man 2018. So as it relates to Marvel's Wolverine, it's going to open in the same fashion if they're sticking with the platform of opening with a bang. So what we were kind of thinking and playing on is that the opening fight that's going to happen in Marvel's Wolverine is Wolverine versus the Hulk. Now that's just us speculating. We don't have any inside news. We hadn't talked to nobody from Insomniac, but just kind of saying because it's already teased that Hulk is going to be in the game. I think that would be the perfect way to just open the game with the Hulk fight and then let that be that. Introduce him to the universe, to know he's a thing. Let them have a little dialogue after the fight or whatever, and he leaves, and that's the rest of the time that you see him for Marvel's Wolverine. Production also has been set and started back with Deadpool 3, which we know is going to be a huge movie next year. Stellar Blade, yes, Stellar Blade is next year. That game had a lot of complications in getting launched. It actually should have come out this year, but I'm super excited for Stellar Blade. And I think that it's going to be amazing. I think that the game looks beautiful. It's stellar. It just really looks good. We have VP Awards around the corner. If that suffices for now, whoever said that about photo mode. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And then even like with what you do, son, just the digital photographers is just amazing now, the space that they have and what you guys are able to do and just pulling off, those amazing shots. I didn't realize how necessary photo mode was in a game until, here as of late, when I've seen what creators have been able to create. I think it's just, amazing and phenomenal. But let's see what else. What else is coming in 2024? Let me know, chat. What else is dropping in 2024? And again, like I said, even with the first interview that I had with Tony Todd, the first time there was some complications on his end, so he actually missed the interview. So he made it up to me again. These are celebrities, and it's no telling how their schedule changes or what happens. So like I said, we're gonna definitely give a few more minutes and give time for Deborah to come on because as of now, I hadn't got correspondence that anything has happened or anything is wrong, but again, just my experience in interviewing celebrities and legends, I know how this stuff works. I mean, there can be a spur of the moment thing. So, again, we always handle it with integrity and we reschedule the date if we need to do that. Not saying we need to do that yet, but again, I just want to be conscious of your time tonight. So I'll definitely alert you to let you know if that happens. Transformers reactivate beta possibly. Yes, Transformers reactivate. I actually saw um the production team that's doing the game tweet out something about Transformers reactivate, and I had forgot about it. I mean, it was real high on my radar initially, but kind of, not hearing any news and all the other stuff coming out, I just didn't, forgot that it was even a thing. But they shared that post, and that got me all excited again because yet again, just another game to add to the lineup that's going to be greatness all over again. Isn't there a standalone IP from Insomniac next year? Okay, so Insomniac is developing another triple A title. They're doing another triple A title, and this game is going to be a multiplayer game. Now, I think it was already echoed and confirmed that their multiplayer title, because a lot of us speculated that it would have something to do with Marvel or superheroes or something like that, but it doesn't. So it's a brand new IP. It's a standalone IP that Insomniac is doing. I don't know if it's next year or not. I cannot confirm that, Son OG. So I'm not sure if it's next year, but I do know that they are going to do a standalone IP that they're working on, but it's going to be multiplayer. If that's the same thing that I'm thinking about. There's also WB Games Montreal next game, also to look out for you. Absolutely, you are absolutely right, Taladia. Now, here's the thing: I don't know what that's going to be, but now hasn't that been confirmed that that's going to have something to do with the DC universe? If I'm not mistaken, Taladia, which they hadn't said what it is, but I think that game is going to have something to do um, with the DC universe, if I'm not mistaken, that they're making. So I don't know exactly what all they're coming out with, what all they're going to do, but I don't, I don't know. Okay, not confirmed yet. Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah, but I know they're cooking. I know they're working on something big, and then isn't there supposed to be like an update for Gotham Knights? I think there was supposed to be like another update that the game was supposed to get. We also have the DCUO update for PS5. Can't wait for that. You know what? DC Universe Online has stood the test of time. I gotta admit, I gotta give it to them. They have stood the test of time. The game has been out for a while, and it continues to thrive, and it continues to hang on in there. So anytime you can release any type of MMO of that magnitude that lasts for the amount of time that a game like that has lasted, you gotta tip your hat. And then there's the Star Wars game. I think there's still hope that there may be a Knights of the Old Republic 2 may be coming. So I hope that's a really big thing. Not sure if anyone cares, but Warframe has really big updates coming early next year. Yeah, and same thing. That's my thing. Like Warframe um has hung in there. It stood the test of time. I personally have never played it, but I hear great things about Warframe. So definitely respect it. And then Destiny has another expansion or another season or something like that. Yeah, okay, son, you just said that. As a matter of fact, you was typing that at the time that I was saying it. So yeah, Destiny has a big update that's coming out. So that's going to be huge. So all of the Destiny players out there, and which there's quite a few Destiny players. Again, another game that I have not gotten into. I have played the game, but I hadn't really got into it. So I don't really know the odds and ends about the game, but I know it's a big deal. So that's really, really huge. And then 2024, let's see, there's something else that's coming out. Oh, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming in February. I think it's February the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be coming next year. So I'm super excited about that because y'all know Final Fantasy is like my favorite series of all times. I mean, if I had to just choose one game, if they said, look, all the other games got to get erased and you can only play one game, what would you choose? For me, it would be Final Fantasy. And again, that's all the IPs of Final Fantasy because I would get everything with that. I would get the single story player mode. I would get an online MMORPG. I would get, it's just so many games that come along with that. They've done mobile games pretty decent. So Final Fantasy, Square Enix is that company for me. So I'm definitely excited about next year. And that's the thing, I know there's always that um toss up between single player story mode games and live service games. I know there's a certain group of people that feel the way they feel about live service games, but I really don't get that. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but me personally, I like live service games. Now, should every game be a live service game? No, it shouldn't. But live service games definitely need to exist. Because if every game was a live service game, then really wouldn't have time to play much anything else because they continue and they go on. So live service games have their place, and then those single story player mode games have their place as well. Because sometimes you want to take 15, 20 play hours and just sink into something, get wrapped up in the story, beat it, and move on. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any issue with live service games. Also, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I think, is coming out next year as well. So that's February as well, I think. So, like I say, 2024 is going to be stacked. Chat. There is so much that is coming next year. So 2023 was a big year for games, but I'm telling you, 2024 is going to be even bigger. So yeah, but anyway, we still got a few minutes to hang out, but I'm thinking there definitely must have been a schedule change, which I'm pretty sure I'll get the confirmation a little bit later about that. So, to everybody who stepped on tonight, who was wanting to see the interview with Deborah, I'm pretty sure something came up on her end because I've kept solid and constant communications over this last week. So it definitely had to be something. And then there could be a time difference as well, because I'm sure she's not on the central time zone. So, there's that as well. So I'm not really sure, but nevertheless, like I said, we are definitely going to hang out as long as we can. And then, normally I end the podcast in about 30 or 40 minutes. So, if we have to get out and don't get an opportunity to get her on, we definitely will get her on. But I'm telling you, if she's not here, I know that something changed in her schedule. So we had that same experience with Tony Todd. So, it's definitely not anything new. We just reschedule and we keep it. And so, yeah, but anyway, so 2024, also another movie is coming out this year, Aquaman 2. How do y'all feel about that? Is anybody feeling Aquaman 2? I think it's Lost Kingdom or something like that is the name of it, but I think that's going to be dropping December the 22nd. And the more and more that time goes on, this Superman legacy film, I'm really starting to feel it, chat. Like I'm really starting to feel it. The casting, he's nailing the casting. And again, I just got faith in the product that they're trying to build. You hope what's her face isn't in it. I know who you're talking about. I can't even call the name right offhand, son, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Um, you'll watch it at home. Right. So you ain't paying to see it. Hey, I feel you on that. You'll watch it at home. I get it, man. Um, I think Spider-Man 3 will be announced 2 years in advance, just like Spider-Man 2018 and Spider-Man 2. Oh, blazing. You asked an interesting question, man. You asked an interesting question. And the reason why I say that you've asked an interesting question is because there's still to me this mystery project that's floating around in my mind. And I could be wrong. It may not happen. But again, I'm thinking that before we get to Spider-Man 3, there's one or two things that's going to happen. Either the Venom DLC, Venom expansion, Venom spinoff game, whatever that is, I'm thinking that whatever they do with Venom is going to drop in 2024 because you got to finish it off with the whole Carnage thing. I mean, introduce that. So you've got to finish off this whole symbiote story arc. And look at how much of a problem that Venom was for Peter. and for Miles. I mean, Venom was a force to be reckoned with. That boy was bad. And just look at what he could do. So if you think about how savage Venom was, Carnage is going to be even on another level than that. So you can't have Pete and Miles fighting. You know, you got to have Venom fight Carnage. I mean, that's my theory that Venom is going to have to take on Carnage and we're going to get the opportunity to control Venom. I could be wrong, but I really feel like that is what's going to happen. Superman Legacy. So with that being said, that would I'm thinking that we're not going to see Spider-Man 3 until next gen systems. That's going to be a PlayStation 6 title. So I'm thinking 2028 is when that game is going to drop. But that would mean in 2026 that it would be time to announce Spider-Man 3. So that's my theory on that. Superman Legacy has your hype. Yes, sir. Coming 2025, and that's closer than you think. Yeah, I got your son, OG. Refused to pay for any more DCU movies in theaters after Justice League, Josh version. Man, trust me, I get it. I get it. Uh, the DCU man, just as a whole, uh, we expected so much more, especially as far as performance, because arguably they got the big three, y'all. I mean, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Hands down, those are arguably the most recognizable superheroes in the game. Yes, Spider Man is Marvel's biggest IP. But when it relates to DC, I'm telling you, the household names are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. So there is just no way DC having the big three that it's got should not have performed better than they did. A lot of the movies were rushed, just like Justice League. They didn't take time to build these backstories like the MCU did. Now, of course, the direction that the MCU is moving in now is a little different, but those first 10 years were iconic. I mean, it was just crazy. Yes. So Silk. All right. So now, with that being said, do y'all think we would get a Miles Morales 2 before Spider-Man 3? And in that game is when you introduce Silk? Or do you just think they'll go straight into Spider-Man 3? Because I think whatever happens, Spider-Man 3 is definitely the last game that Insomniac is going to make with the Spider-Man brand. Because again, they're introducing all these new heroes. They got the Wolverine IP. Who knows where that'll go? That'll probably get a couple games. Hulk is going to get introduced. They're throwing around Daredevil. So they can't just keep focusing on Spider-Man games. Because if you notice what Doc Ock said, when the Green Goblin was talking to him and asked for the G serum, Norman Osborn, he said, "What are you reading or what are you working on?" And he said, "The final chapter." So I think Spider-Man 3 is the final chapter. It is the final game in that story arc. Not to say that Spider-Man won't show up in other projects of Insomniac, but I just think that there's a lot of stories that they got to start focusing on. Knows what all IPs Marvel is going to give them the rights to. Absolutely, absolutely, Blazing, no doubt. Absolute Carnage, they have so much story there alone. They do, man. Facts. Um, right. How do you fumble those three? It makes no sense. I mean, like they should be raking in money hand over fist. I mean, I think the casting was good. It's just bad writing. When it all boils down, it boils down to bad writing. Let's see. James Gunn Suicide was good. Yeah, Suicide Squad. Yeah, James Gunn is that guy. I'm telling you, James Gunn is that guy. And even if you look at uh, the third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was brilliant. It was brilliant. Okay, so son, you saying Silk alone? Hey man, I hope for it too. Facts. But that's why I'm saying there's so many other games that Insomniac can work on outside of Spider-Man is the reason why I don't think they'll just keep their focus there. Even though we all love Spider-Man, but I believe that Spider-Man 3 will be the final solo Spider-Man game that they make, at least for a while, or they'll just leave that arc alone altogether. Love James Suicide Squad. The Weasel cracked me up. Oh man, it was phenomenal. Spider-Man Forever, yes sir, yes sir. Spider-Man Forever, absolutely. All right, so check it out. Check it out, chat. The time now is 4:30, and again, I certainly want to respect everybody's time. This is about the amount of time that we spend on doing the podcast. So check this out. If by chance there was a mix up in time, then I'll definitely be back later. I'll chat. But I'm telling you, chat, something had to change with her schedule. Because again, I've been contacting and in communication with her for the entire week. So, she's not that type of person that would just not, show up. So again, we are certainly going to be hopeful that everything is okay. And there's always another day. So we'll definitely reschedule and make that podcast happen. And I'll let everybody know about that. Let's see you would love another Miles Morales or Silk game before Spider-Man 3. Absolutely facts. But I don't know. I don't think there's a team at Insomniac for that they've got their hands full. Yep, Wolverine, multiplayer game, Spider-Man 3, Ratchet and Clank, exactly. And they're still the Ratchet and Clank IP. So there's so many more stories that they've got to tell, so many more things that they've got to do. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. But all right, chat. So hopefully I answered all of the questions that were asked during this time on the podcast. Listen, we will reschedule, so stay tuned for that. Again, I'll check in just to make sure, number one, that everything is okay. You never know what's going on. So much is going on in the world these days. So we'll definitely be hopeful about that. But appreciate you for tuning in to the deeper level tonight. Again, I'll be doing some streaming later, just kind of gaming. So those of you who want to hang out, feel free to come and hang out. Again, today is the last day of the alpha test for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So if you got invited to that, make sure that you get your playtime in today because tonight is the last day. But all right, chat. Appreciate you for tuning in and hanging out for this time. And we'll definitely reconnect with you again and give you an update as soon as I get one. But appreciate you for tuning in to the deeper level tonight. And I'll catch you again on the next stream. Peace.